If you are pregnant or a new mom, you are probably dreaming about that first family vacation that you get to bring your baby on, but wondering where should we go and what should we do? I am here to tell you all the reasons why a cruise vacation may just be the perfect fit. Hey y'all, welcome to the Cruise Mom channel. I'm Robin. I'm a new mom who has been cruise obsessed over the last 20 years. And just like with everything, when you have a little one come into your life, things are different. So I am here to just share all of my knowledge to help you plan, pack, and board the best family cruise vacation with your new little one. When it comes to having babies, there's usually grandparents, aunts, uncles involved, and lots of people who want to be involved in all aspects of that little one's life. So a cruise vacation is literally perfect if you are going to be bringing grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, whoever with you. We just got back from our first cruise with our daughter when she was about 9.5 months old. And it was myself, my husband, and my daughter, and then also my parents came, which are very veteran cruisers. And then my husband's mom came with her friend, and this was her very first cruise. So if we were going somewhere like, say, Disney World or even a beach vacation, we would all have to agree on a hotel. Say we wanted to stay on the property somewhere more expensive, but maybe somebody said, hey, I don't really want to pay $300 a night for a hotel. Same with the beach. People may be like, hey, I really want to stay on the ocean. I have to have a pool. I have to have this. And that can be really hard and just extra stress to plan. So when it comes to cruising, you can all be in the same space, but also have your own private selections of how you want to curate your time. So for example, me and my husband and my daughter, we got a balcony stateroom. My parents, who have lots of cruises on their docket this year, said they wanted to spend a little bit less, so they chose to just stay across the hall from us, and they stayed in an inside cabin for significantly less money. Cruising is just a great way for people with all different budgets and preferences to be able to be in the same boat together, but then have similar and different experiences. So if you're going to be cruising, especially with grandparents and other people, this is a great way for all of you to be together, for example, on the same floor, but also have separate experiences depending on what you're interested in and what you are wanting to pay for. The second reason why we loved cruising with our little one was the amount of included activities. So a lot of times when you're on vacation, you're thinking about, I have to make dinner reservations, I have to do activities and admissions to things, and all of those cost money up front. And then it's like, well, I sure hope that this works for, my daughter's schedule. For me, I'm super type A. I'm all about the scheduling, but a cruise is so perfect because there's always something going on, and two, you can just pop in and out of it. So for example, they had on the ship that we were on, the Carnival Sunshine, they had a Dr. Seuss parade and story time, and we thought, oh, that would be so great for our daughter. Well, we got to the story time and she was like, this is boring, I'm over it. We're able to just walk out super easy, go find something else to do, and turns out that this girl loves people watching for the deck dance parties and dance offs. So we were able to go there instead. It just really takes the stress out of planning daily activities because you know that you don't have to register in advance and pay money, and especially when it comes to dinner reservations, right? So there are, of course, specialty dining that you do have to pay for on board, but a lot of the dining is included. So we could go, and if everything went well, perfect, we could have a great time. If for some reason she is just not having it, we could be like, hey, we are good to go, forget about dessert, we're gonna head back to the room. And I think just having that just ability to be fluid with your plans is something that, looking back on that time, I wish I was like that more when I was at home. But when it came to the vacation, it still made it exactly what it should be, a vacation. So we need to talk even more about food because this was probably the best part of the trip. So my daughter was about 9 months old when we went. She was kind of transitioning from the breast milk and a little bit of formula supplementation as she was getting bigger and stronger because she was a preemie. And we were starting to work on exploring new foods. I could not imagine having to go to a beach house and be able to grab all of these things from the grocery store, lug all the spices, and hope we had the knives and the trays and things that we need to cook it. And I also can't imagine having to buy all of these things out at restaurants for her. When it comes to cruising, like literally the world is your oyster when it comes to food. There are so many fun things that are all included in your fare to try. Of course, there's always, again, things that they can upcharge you on, different specialty restaurants, but there's always the formal dining room where everything's included. There's buffets, and there's also little specialty places just sprinkled all throughout on board. So for my daughter, she was able to try some really fun things just in the formal dining room. And our servers really got to know her. They were able to see, hey, she likes her mashed potatoes, she does not like her grits, and she was able to just have so much fun. So say your baby is totally loving something they found on board, you can always ask your wait staff for it in the formal dining room, even if it's not on the menu. And pretty much, I would say 9 times out of 10, they will be able to make it happen in front of you because they are that amazing. They are here to make your experience the absolute best. So if you are somebody who is like, oh my gosh, I need a break from all of this food stuff, a cruise is an absolutely perfect way to do this. And of course, the final reason why I loved cruising with our daughter is because it was the best way to go and explore different areas without having so much travel time. I did not realize how much stuff you have to pack up for a little one until she showed up. Like, just thinking about packing her up to go to a restaurant or to go to my parents' house while I worked. Like, that is crazy, let alone packing for a trip. So I really could not imagine having to do multiple flights with her or driving excessively long times with her, especially being that little. A cruise was just so fabulous. You packed up your bags, you got on board, you unpacked in your stateroom, but then you were able to go and explore new places with all of your travel time happening literally while you sleep. And that is one of the reasons I fell in love with cruising to begin with when I was a young girl, because I hated flying. I will do it, but I hate it. But now that I have my daughter, it is amazing too. So obviously we are super lucky. We are in South Carolina and we are a good distance, I'd say under 6 hours from a few different ports that we can go to. But honestly, even if you had a longer drive to get there, at least you know, like, that's it for driving. You can literally get on that boat, toss your keys in the safe, and you do not have to do any more formal travel time, minutes, hours, because all of that just is a pain. So that is just for me, the cherry on top of why I have loved cruising with my daughter. We got to just be out on the sea, wake up the next morning. We're at a private island in the Bahamas that Carnival has. Had a great beach day. We were able to see her in the ocean for the very first time. Got back on board, just dropped our stuff off, ate something on deck, and we were able to just cruise back off to the next place. So this is one reason why I think having a little one, whether they are super young or a little bit older, a cruise is just so magical. They wake up in a brand new island, a brand new culture to experience, and for me, that's exactly what I'm looking for on vacation. So I hope that was helpful, just having my perspective of taking a little one on a cruise if you're thinking about taking a family vacation very shortly. And let me tell you, there are more videos to come. I have been cruising for so long. I had packing and booking and everything down to a T, but as a new mom and now bringing a baby into the mix, things had to change a little bit. So I want to bring you everything that I can knowledge-wise to help you just get yourself ready for that trip, get on board, and then just let everything ride and have an amazing, amazing time. So if you have any questions for me below, I would love to answer them, and stay tuned for more videos.